What's up, you amazing hackers? I'm sorry about the audio quality, but I'm shooting this, as you can see, in my spare fucking room. The kid is taking over the whole house. Now, that's besides the point. What really matters to me is I want to make clear how to conduct a pen test and how to behave in a pen test. This is very, very important information, because once you enter the exam for CNWPP, we become your clients. We become the people that matter to you most. We become the people who you report to. We are no longer your proctor. So what the hell does that mean? Step one, you treat us with full respect. You say sir at every interaction. Step two, you make sure that you communicate very clearly with the customer about everything. Does the server go down? You communicate with it. Does a grid come up? You communicate with it. That's really important. Step three, that grid field is really important. If the client mentions that their stuff is in production, I want you to report every crit immediately, as soon as you fucking can. And I don't want you to do through any unsecured channels. Your customer will say, I am this, I am this, I am this. They will say who is internally with the customer. If they don't say who is with the customer, don't fucking send things to them. Ask them, who can I send things to? What's the email address I should send things to? And do it through communication that is secure. If you need to teach the customer PGP communication, if you need to make sure the customer fully understands how it works to encrypt a file, and make sure that you fucking password protect everything. If you find a crit, report that immediately through email, password protect the file, and send the password in a separate channel. Am I making myself clear here? It is super important that if it's in production, that you report things as soon as you fucking can, because if you don't, you're leaving a gap wide open, especially if it's critical. Now, another thing I want to make very clear here: if you're not going to find all of the criticals, you're not going to pass, and there's going to be a lot of criticals. It's just that simple. If you're not finding a lot of criticals, you're probably doing something wrong. That's one of our quality gates. So when you conduct your pen test, make sure that you give your client a heads up of what's coming, even if it's not in production. Hey, critical's coming, just send them a fucking email. You're gonna need to make your report later on anyway. Next thing, if you have any fucking phishing intent, if you have anything suspicious going on, that you're like, what the hell's going on? You report it to your customer and you fully understand the situation before you move on. You don't just move on. You don't just brush it off. That is not how you behave on a freaking pen test. It is really, really important that you get this into your head. Very important, but you're signing and yay, documents, whatever. If you send me a document and you're going to send it in Word, I'm gonna fuck you up. Believe me, I'm gonna edit that shit. If you send it in a PDF that is signed from your end already, that is perfect. If you don't send a signed document to me, I'm gonna edit it, I'm gonna sign it, I'm gonna send it back to you. If you sign it, you're fucked. That's just the reality. I'm gonna fucking flunk you. I'm not gonna let you pass for that. Now, here is what's super important, and this is what a lot of students seem to forget. There's a coupon for the core networking concept and for the port scanning basics. Make sure that you get your basics right. This is really important. Things like cryptography. Also, I expect you to know this. I expect you to know how asymmetric encryption works. I expect you to know what XSS means. That's normal, but I also expect you to know what the basics are. What is network address translation? How exactly are different port scanners used? Why would you use different port scanners in different situations? Could you do a port scan with Netcat? Give me the fucking command for that. I'm going to make you suffer, and that is my goal. I know what your weaknesses are, and I'm going to try to, of course, expose them for you, but that's not my main point. My main point is that, first of all, I'm going to be your customer. I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to ask you to put on more scope. Don't take on more scope. If you do take on more scope, you're doing it wrong. Tell the customer that they're going to have to wait, put it in another contract, but be respectful. Say we're going to need another contract, because if you don't do that, you don't get paid at the end. You get paid when you're done. If the customer asks you to retest shit, another contract. You know, you need to ask your proper wages for that. It's important because if you were working for me and you would take on extra scope without having an extra contract, I wouldn't get paid in time and I couldn't pay you in time. It's just that simple. Now, if we talk about that scope part, if I'm going to ask you, and I probably will, there's a high chance of it, just pass it. Just pass it, just pass the report. Of course, nobody's going to do that, but be respectful. Explain to your customer your way of working, explain that the contract has been signed this way, etc. So, very important points that you need to watch out for are your documentation. Make sure that that's in order. Send a PDF that is signed over to me. Make sure that you communicate very respectfully. I am your customer. I am not your proctor. If you have technical issues, you contact the technical contact only. You will have different contacts. Make sure that you only contact those people. Make sure that you send them to secured channels. Make sure that you send the password separately. Don't disclose any information that could give an attacker stuff to work with in a public channel like a Discord server. That is not the way to communicate. I hope those tips help you a little bit because I see a lot of people failing their first attempts because of this. We are able to trick them through impersonations. We are able to trick them through phishing attempts. Make sure that you watch every single fucking move. That's all I can say. And good luck, my friends. See you later.